Hi, my name is Mike with Radiant Photography, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Manfrotto Veloce V, or Veloce 5. Depending on how you say it, it's Manfrotto's medium-sized backpack. Now, this bag is actually, I really like it, the size of it so far. I bought it to actually replace this Canon bag, and this backpack I was using for a while, but I didn't like how it screamed camera bag at you with the logo, and it didn't have any place to put a laptop in there. You could kind of squeeze an iPad in the front pouch, but if you're going on a trip or something and you want to have your laptop with, this one isn't quite ideal. So I was looking for something not necessarily bigger, but just something that had a pocket for the laptop as well. This one is a little bit bigger, but it's still not too bad actually. And so it's a very reasonable size. It's not too heavy, and so forth. And the other thing I like about it is that it's kind of less descriptive, less distinct. It's just kind of a black bag. Doesn't have a lot of markings on it that's screaming like, hey, I have a camera inside, which is nice for being more discreet, blending it a little bit more. On the outside of this bag, there's only just a few things that are notable. One, they have this kind of decorative buckle that opens up a pouch to a quick access pouch into the inside of the backpack, which I'll talk about a little bit later. The other thing it has on the side is a pocket that's kind of, it's really just a thin pocket to put like a camera filter in. You can't really fit too much in these. I mean, maybe you could fit a few batteries and so forth, and some extra cards and stuff, or maybe like granola bar or something, but it's not too deep. So one thing is, I mean, it would have been nice if they had included a little bit more material there to kind of give that pocket some more space if you're using it with something more. But on the same side, at the same time, it's nice to have a bag that stays small, that's fairly compact, that you're not going to be bumping into people with, and so there's always a trade-off with adding all that extra space kind of thing. On this side, there's another similar pocket. Again, it's the same depth. There's also a nice tripod holder on the side. This works actually really well. Out of all the backpacks I've had, this is probably the best one with respect to holding a tripod. I don't travel too often with a tripod, but sometimes I will take like a monopod or something like that. And so again, you just like kind of slide it through this top strap here. And there's a strap on the bottom that you can just loosen up or cinch up, and then just close the clasp there, and you're set to go. And it really holds it pretty well. It doesn't flop around or anything like that. It's really kind of a nice holding mechanism. So that's definitely a plus. As far as larger tripods, I don't know. I mean, it would definitely hold. You just wouldn't have the ability to like set it down. It would extend down further than the bottom of the bag, and so that's something to think about. But certainly for a small tripod like that, it's more than enough. Handle on the top would have been nice to have a little more padding, but overall it does the job. It's stitched in really firmly. The straps are really confidence inspiring. It really kind of, it's a well-made bag, and so there's I wouldn't have any reservations on filling it up with tons of gear and having anything hold. Now moving around to the back of the bag here, now the main pouch, and this is either a feature or a drawback depending on how you look at it. So the main zipper, the zipper for the main pouch is actually back here behind the straps, and so the straps of this bag are actually attached to the front shell of the backpack. Now this is really nice because in one respect it's great, because if the zipper comes undone, or if the zipper fails, or if somebody's trying to unzip it that shouldn't be unzipping it, your gear's not going to fall out because it's going to be held by the straps against your back, and the bag's going to stay closed. The drawback though is that it's a little bit harder to open the bag and get access to your gear. And so in order to do that, you actually have to fold. It's easiest if you fold over the straps like this and then unzip it like so. Once you're inside, the layout of the bag is really nice. I guess I'll start here with the pouch on top. Here's where I was mentioning you can put a laptop in. This is a 13-inch laptop, has plenty of space. 15-inch laptop wouldn't be any problem. They claim that you can put a 17-inch MacBook Pro in here, but I don't know. I think it'd be a really tight squeeze if it did fit. And so that's definitely, but it's nice. It's pretty well padded. I think that's a good sized pocket for this. There's a few other smaller pockets here, but I would have liked to seen an extra zipper pouch here to put cables in, because again, whenever you're traveling with camera gear, I mean, you end up with little bits, small cables, either USB cables or power cables or whatever, and it would have been nice if the bag had a place to put that. Not too huge of a deal. There's always compromises with bags, and so that's a compromise with this one. Looking on the inside down below here, it really does, everything fits pretty well in there. And one thing I like is that, I mean, the bag stands pretty well on its own. I mean, I can let go of it, it stays here with the gear inside. It's rigid enough to hold everything, nothing's falling out. And so that's kind of nice. Full frame body with a 16-35 on it, fits no problem here. And then I have below here a battery charger for the camera. And here you have a 24-105, again, fits really comfortably. If you move this down and put another divider in here, you could probably put a couple of smaller primes and fit no problem. On this side here, this bag is sold. Some kits will have this bag with a travel tripod included that actually fits in this space here. This tripod doesn't. It's too big, and so, which isn't a big deal because, like I said, I don't often travel with the tripod. And you have the outside straps you can put on. But if you have a small enough tripod, it will fit in here. Otherwise, this is a great spot to put a longer lens in. This is a 7200. One thing I tried to do when I put the 7200 in there, I'm just like, oh hey, there's a bunch of space on the top here, which is great if you have a longer lens than the 7200, it will fit. But I kind of wanted to make use of that space otherwise, and so I went to grab another divider from another camera bag I had. But unfortunately, the dividers will not stick on the inside here. This is kind of a vinyl or nylon material on this side, and it's not the soft fuzzy material that Velcro sticks to. So if you try to put a divider in here, it's not going to work. This is a camera flash, and I ended up putting it just in the lens bag to kind of have like a padded separator between the flash and my the 7200, and so it fits in there okay, but it's something to consider. You're gonna have to have something that's padded if you want to put something additional in here with a lens the size of a 7200. Now there's a couple of dividers in this bag that can't be moved, and one of them is this vertical divider here. There's Velcro on the top and the bottom, but the back of it is stitched onto the bag, and so you could fold it down if you wanted a big open spot, but otherwise you're not gonna be able to move that one. The other divider that is stitched into the bag is this one here, and so basically again you have the Velcro on either side, and it's stitched in the back. Along the back to the back of the frame here. So if you want to put a camera with a longer lens on it, what you have to do is undo the Velcro and fold the flap backward, back flat. And so then you can put a larger camera. And I'll do that now just to show you, to give you an idea of what's involved there. It's really not that complicated to do, but if you, but you're not going to be wanting to do it like all the time. So again, just like kind of fold it back. And you have plenty of space in there still, and so if you had if you wanted to have your camera with the 7200 mounted on it so it's easy to get to, that's one way to go and have that extra space. What that also does is it opens up this pocket to the outside access port that is included on this bag. So let's take a look at that really quick while we're talking about this top section here. So they decided to have three different methods of holding the strap closed. One is the buckle, the second is the Velcro, and the third is the zippers going up the side here. But once you have this pocket open, I mean, you can grab a camera in here. I don't know, it's a little bit more difficult pulling out a full frame camera than it would be if you had a smaller, like a mirrorless or a Rebel or something like that. It's a little bit trickier to get in and out. Again, putting it back in, you just kind of have to finagle it a little bit to kind of get it to put it back into place there. But it is a nice feature. I mean, it's something that where if you really want to have something that's quick access, that is a real handy way. And especially if you did have a smaller camera that could fit in this top pocket without folding down the divider, then that would actually, you could just have that camera accessible immediately that way. And so again, like if you want to have this folded down, and I mean, obviously a camera this size is not going to fit too well like that, but if you had maybe that camera with a prime lens or just a smaller camera fit there, I mean, that's still a good amount of space. Other things you can put there, I mean, having something like a jacket, if you're out hiking with it, something that's easily accessible, or some snacks or a sack lunch or something, that's kind of handy too. So overall, I'm really impressed with this bag so far. Again, I haven't traveled with it yet, and so it's one of those things where maybe I'll find some drawbacks the first time I'm not using it. But overall, just like giving it a once over, it's a really good bag. Retail price on it is $100. Adorama had it recently for $60, so I picked it up. And so I would definitely give it a thumbs up, give it a shot. So again, my name is Mike from Radiant Photography, and thanks for watching.